Kodiak Christian Outdoors, and today I want to start kind of getting into different kits that I carry. I tend to adhere to what a lot of people refer to, you'll hear Dave Canterbury talk to, as the kit mentality. And I think it's a very good way to organize your gear so that you know what is in what thing when you need to get that specific thing. I think it's a very good way to gather all of your thoughts into little compartments that go together to build an overall kit, which would be whatever pack or whatever the gear is that you're carrying. Well, today I'm going to talk about my fire kit. This is the kit that goes with me everywhere I go. It stays in the front pocket of my backpack. I use it anytime I'm building a fire. This is my go-to kit. You'll see that it's in a small waterproof dry sack because there's nothing worse than trying to start a fire with wet stuff. It's just really hard to do. Not impossible, but it really complicates your life. And if you're finding yourself in a survival situation, the last thing you want to do is complicate the situation any more than it already is. So the dry sack to me is kind of a must when you're putting together this kit. Now it's full of a variety of things because you can see this is a very small, lightweight deal, but I've got a lot of different options in here. I've got my favorite that I'm going to show you right now. This is my favorite thing to get a fire started. Almost 100% of the time, this is all that I need to start my fire. Alright? Of course I need my fuel, which would be my firewood, my kindling, that kind of stuff. I carry my combustion tool and my tinder. I gather everything else, for the most part, right there wherever I'm building a fire. I just have a medicine bottle that is full of Vaseline cotton balls. Alright? So I make these myself. It's not any big to do. This is something that people have been using for a long time. You'll see this all over the internet. But Vaseline cotton balls. The cotton acts as the tinder. The Vaseline acts as an accelerant. And that's going to give you what you need to get a fire going. Alright? Now, I fill this thing up every time I use some of them, because there's times that I may use two, but I always replace what I use so that this thing is always full. And then I have my ferro rod. This particular one I picked up firesteel.com. If you've never checked out any of their stuff, they're a great company. Very fast shipping, and their products are really awesome. They call this the Gob Spark. It comes together like this. It's kind of a self-contained unit. You got a very beefy ferro rod with a very excellent striker that's all attached, stays together right here. Really nice handle that you can hold on to, and this thing throws gobs of sparks. As you can see, its name precedes it. There are tons of ferro rods out there on the market. You can pick them up for very inexpensive at Walmart. You can get into a little bit pricier ones, at your bigger sporting goods stores. I've not come across a ferro rod that didn't perform. More often I come across strikers that don't perform. So whatever you decide to go with to put into your kit, be sure you test it out at home before you are needing to use it. And to me, a ferro rod is a very good thing to get to know how to use. It may be scary to some people, but just get one, mess around with it. Be careful when you do it inside because you can catch things on fire. It's throwing sparks out very hot. But a ferro rod to me is a very important piece of kit in your fire kit. So this is my 90% of the time go-to for fire starting. Like I said, I give myself options. All right. Have a waterproof match container. Inside, got a ball of lint. It's more tender. I have a striker and matches. This will stay dry. I'm giving myself another option. This is a little bit more surefire if I'm in a situation where I need surefire. I carry a torch style lighter. Alright? Of course, this is one of those things can run out of fuel. I always am sure that if I ever use it that I fill it back up. But here is more surefire. In a survival situation, you want to have surefire. This will light in the wind, in the rain. It's a very, very good thing to add to your fire kit. Right. The rest of these things, these were all combustion tools there, the last two things. The rest of these are more in the tinder selection. Like I said, I have my Vaseline cotton balls. These, I just carry a few of these in here. It's essentially paper rolled up in a big ball of wax. You light this, it burns down like a wick, and then this burns for like 5 minutes. One thing I like about this thing is you can process it out if you want to just use a smaller piece. You don't have to use this whole thing. So really, just in carrying these three, you know, I can divide this up into however many that I would like to use. This is a very, very waterproof because of the wax. So that's one reason I like to add it, so that if I need to get a fire going in a really wet condition, this is more waterproof than the cotton balls. And in Kodiak, most of the time, it's something's wet. I mean, it's very, very, very rare that you just have a very dry, everything's dry. You're usually dealing with wet material. So the more waterproof, the more water resistant, the better. And on that note, I also carry about just a handful of fat wood that I've taken, processed out into smaller bits to fit into this kit. But like I said, a lot of stuff that I deal with in Kodiak building fires is wet. It's really hard to find wet or dry kindling to get a fire going. I've never had a situation where I've not been able to build a fire. Sometimes it's more difficult than the others because of the wet conditions, but carrying this fat wood has aided me in being able to get a sustainable fire going that will lead to burning somewhat wetter stuff. And now I'm able to dry out wood as we're going, so I can add to it. So this fat wood will light. If you've never used fat wood, it's just heavily impregnated pieces of pine. It's what you'll find in the very center of a pine tree, and it's very, very rich with sap. And all sap is flammable, if you didn't know that. So this will light with just a flame. You can just light this piece of wood on fire, and it will burn just like a match. So this is something to me that is a very important piece of kit, like I said, especially for where I am, but I carried this even when I was living in Arkansas. And that's really all there is to my fire kit. Like I said, I put this kit together. This is part of my larger kit, which would be my backpack. But everything is a specific piece of that kit broken down into smaller kits. So I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, please leave comments, and don't be afraid to ask. I'll answer what I can and try to redirect you if I'm not sure. We'll figure it out together. But I appreciate you stopping by. Be sure to like us on Facebook. I appreciate if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you just keep checking us out. Remember, guys, if you get a chance to get outdoors, make the most of it and play hard. But at the end of the day, don't forget to pray harder. We'll catch you next time.